Hi guys, Felix here from 4 Mins or Less. Today I'm going to be reviewing my Balmain satin lapel cropped jacket, blazer, whatever you want to call this thing. Pitch black, it's just very, very good quality overall. Nice color, nice details, everything. I am kind of annoyed with it though, because Balmain for H&M did basically the exact same thing, which you'll see right here. They basically took all their existing patterns and made worse versions of them for H&M, which I'm really, really annoyed about. But we'll talk about this jacket. We'll show you the actual version. I don't have the H&M to compare against, but I'll show you sort of the details of the original mainline one. So first thing you'll notice here, just when I'm flopping it around, is just how kind of movable this thing is. It doesn't feel rigid or anything. That's to do with how it's canvas. So it's hand canvassed. They do all this construction in France. So just when I kind of wiggled it around there, you can see how fluid this thing is. Like, it's very movable, very wearable. You can actually raise your hands above your head, which is very rare for a jacket usually, just because they're so stiff and the armholes are very high. And part of that's to do with the, I guess you want to call this a dart here on the side. So traditional darts on blazers would just be straight down. This takes a bit of a curve, which allows that blazer to kind of fold in on itself really easily. And it just looks a lot nicer when you're wearing it. It sort of conforms to the body better. And it sort of hugs you as opposed to just a straight line down your side and you have to button it up or anything like that. Surgeon's cuffs, as you would expect. It's a nice little detail. It doesn't really have any functional thing or anything like that. But I mean, it's a nice added thing that you know is there. My one annoying thing with this jacket though is there's 3 buttonholes. However, there's only 2 buttons. So that's to show off the surgeon's cuffs, but I'd rather have that 3rd button and then unbutton it myself so it's still there to show off the surgeon's cuffs. The pockets and everything like that, I've never cut any of them. You know, you shouldn't be putting anything in your jacket pockets anyway. Just to sort of highlight the detail here, you can see the wool and the satin. It's very, very nice quality as you'd expect from Balmain. If I had to compare it to something, I would compare it to maybe sort of a Dolce & Gabbana runway. That's sort of the same material that they use in a lot of the pieces, and I have one of those, which I'll show you guys, maybe someday in a few weeks when I get around to that. The inside lining, I don't believe this is a silk. This is sort of a cotton thing, but lots of internal pockets. It's got the buttons to keep them closed. It's got the latches and everything like that. So I mean, overall, you got lots of pockets, everything you need to store if you're going to use it. In terms of the shoulder padding, as you'd expect with Balmain, it's very, very built up in the shoulders. Not as much as the women's coats, but still very solid and rigid. Well, I don't know if rigid is the right word, but there's definitely a lot of structure in there. It's still very movable, even though that there's a high armhole, and there's lots of padding. I mean, overall, it's just a really nice jacket to wear, very movable, very wearable, and that's what you're paying that extra money for. You're paying for that additional construction and material quality and the details like the satin lapels as opposed to the cheaper versions in the H&M one. The back is just very clean, very straight cut. There's no real surprises or anything. They did manage to line up the seam on the shawl lapel really well. Actually, I'm not sure if this is a shawl, but you know what I mean. Just overall, really nice jacket compared to the H&M one. The H&M one's using like a cheap cotton material or like a wool blend. I don't remember, but it's definitely not the same. You can see here how it just really hugs the body, and it's not straight down the sides. So I mean, you can't go wrong with Balmain. I'm very, very, very annoyed with this whole H&M thing because they just use the exact same designs. But if you can get yourselves, the mainline collection, definitely take a look at it because the quality's there and it's just absolutely fantastic to wear.